the news triangle between Sheryl Swoopes, Caitlin Clark, and Stephen A. Smith. And my girl Nancy Lieberman. I'm sorry.
A square.
Right. When I say a triangle, square.
Caitlin's in the middle of it. It's a triangle.
It's
a triangle with Caitlin in the middle. Because Caitlin she's just out there hooping, bro.
I don't even know what Caitlin Clark sound like. I heard her say like two things.
Oh, I can tell you what she sounds like.
Yeah, innocent way out of this.
Before we get into the serious stuff, bro, and the stuff that y'all gonna be mad at me in the comments about or whatever you're doing. In the comments, do something in the comments.
That's a Wednesday. That's a Wednesday afternoon for you, bro. Like that's nothing new.
Exactly.
This will be Wednesday afternoon too.
Literally.
But before we get into the serious stuff, what's going on with Nancy Lieberman's face? I'm not trying. I'm trying to be funny, but like I really want to answer. What's going on with her face? But she was in FedEx Forum, I think maybe last year, and she did not look like she looks now. Like her eyes are like wide open. I Googled some pictures. Like, okay, bro, am I tripping? I'm like, is she using a filter on the Zoom call? Like, what is she doing, bro? Like, y'all don't know what I'm talking about, right?
It's that Botox stuff, man. Allegedly, it's probably fillers, probably all that kind of stuff, man. You don't want to look old
because her eyes look weird. I'm like, okay, lady, what happened to you? Because you didn't look like this when I saw you. Of course, when I say I saw her in FedEx Forum, she was part of the symposium for the MLK Day thing. Yeah. She was one of the inductees to the, whatever they call that Hall of Fame thing. But yeah, and I'll just say this, man, just get into it. Sheryl Swoopes, of course, the biggest thing is that they said that she was giving praise to the Indiana Fever's latest play lately and mentioned everybody on the team and did not mention Caitlin Clark at all, right? So I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
All right, man. So she's got called out on that. There was a game the other day that she would have covered, but she didn't cover. Nancy Lieberman covered the game instead. Stephen A. Smith had some things to say, had Nancy Lieberman on his show to explain her side. Nancy was saying that I'm a player who understands the importance of Angel Reese. We'll talk about Angel later. I know they're going to kill me just for mentioning Angel's name instead of Caitlin.
Boy, no folks.
But
ruthless.
Yeah, she said how she understands the importance of Caitlin for the game and all those type of things. And I'll say this. And there's a lady on Twitter, I can't think of her name, Dawn somebody. It's a black lady. She's done some journalism as well. And she's basically blocked everybody on Twitter that has taken the side of Nancy Lieberman or just the anti the pro Caitlin Clark side on this. And I think that to have this conversation, you have to kind of find yourself in the middle of something because there's just a lot going on. And I'll say this. As far as Sheryl Swoopes is concerned, I think as far as hating on Caitlin Clark, which is the word that's getting thrown around a lot, that she's hating on Caitlin Clark, I think that maybe 10% of it is resentment about this player who's coming in getting all the hype. That I'm not gonna say that she never got, because Sheryl Swoopes had the very first shoe. She was the first lady that had her own Nike endorsed shoe. I've been working at Foot Locker when the Air Swoopes hit. Like I was there, you know what I mean? I saw it in real time. She was one of the greatest players of all time, easily one of the most recognizable players of all time, as far as name recognition. So it's not that it's not that she feels like I think it's a very small percentage of her really feels a way about Caitlin Clark. And I think 90% of the vitriol that you see is towards what crazy ass fans, bro. And the people are not just her fans, but people that are using her as some type of weird ass weapon for racism. And I've said this before, and I'll say it again. There are thousands and thousands of weird ass yahoos on social media who are stomping for this young lady, and it makes it hard to cheer for her, man. I'm a dude who loves basketball. I see my boy Savage, this part of
30 Hardaway, LPR.
30 Hardaway, right? He's a huge Caitlin fan. I be want to tell him, man, shut your black ass up, man. And it's not that he's wrong. He's a pure Caitlin fan, but
he's a pure basketball fan.
Me personally, her fans are so fucking weird. Like I can't deal with them. But see what the difference between me and Sheryl Swoopes is, she gets paid a lot of money to cover the WNBA. She's got to find a way to not let that kind of stuff bother her and just cover the game. Cover what you're seeing. It's undeniable how big Caitlin Clark is for the WNBA. I'm not the person that was saying she should have went to the Olympics. I think the fact that she sat out the Olympics and chilled has got her like with a bloodlust out there now when she's rested and she feels away.
Oh,
She's tearing everybody's ass. She's the second leading scorer in the WNBA over the last, I think, 12 games.
Which you called at the beginning of the year. You were like, man, let her get her feet. Let her get her.
Because I was not impressed by early Caitlin Clark. I'm like, hey, bro, this ain't what I thought. I thought she was going to come in murdering.
I knew she wouldn't do that. Because nobody's
It's undeniable. She was not murdering the league when she first came in. She's killing everybody now. She was not doing that at first. And when people were having these debates about her versus Angel, I was like, shit, this shit neck and neck. Because I think Angel was scoring like 13 points a game and Caitlin was scoring like maybe 16. And Angel was doing it with averaging a double-double. So I was like, no, you just can't say it's a runaway. It's a runaway now, though. Because CeCe didn't hit her damn stride. This shit over with. She looked like one of the best players in the league right now. But I'm not mad at the stuff that Sheryl Swoopes is saying because the stuff she's saying, I get why she's saying it, but she just don't need to be saying it. Like she's pointing at the wrong people. Like she can still be super professional. She can still feel like, okay, you guys your fans are trash. And you can even the people who say, well, maybe Caitlin should come out and like, hey, y'all, shut the fuck up. Maybe she should say that, right? I get that kind of stuff too. I don't think she ever will say it. But I'm not particularly going to say that that's an indictment towards her either. Because I was talking to me and Chris Ingram were talking about this exact thing, right? About how, Caitlin ain't saying nothing. I said, Chris, I'm going to tell you something that I think that people have to understand. And I see Chris is talking about this on Twitter today as well. There's probably, if the stuff that we see about Caitlin Clark's fans are because we live on Twitter. It's part of our living. It's part of what we do as content creators, right? Like, so we're on Twitter. We see the stuff that people were saying about Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark probably don't even see 90% of the shit that's out there, bro. Like she may very well not know, bro. You know what I mean? So I'm not gonna knock her for that. But like I said, I get why Sheryl Swoopes is upset about the whole grand thing. And I don't think it's too much about Caitlin Clark. I just think it's about her fans, which are weird. There's a guy I'm talking to right now who's like, oh man, comparing Caitlin Clark to Angel Reese is like comparing LeBron James to Mario Chalmers. Like, first of all, that's not true. First of all, this is, you know what I mean? It's just stupid. Bro. Like it's just stupid stuff to say. And it's like, and her fans are just being insanely weird. And this is the type of show people watch this show know that I say we talk about whatever on this show, right? And I'll take the bullet for you guys. Like I'm not gonna throw y'all. I'll say whatever. Like when it comes down to social issues and human behavior, I'll say what I think. And it's not to be controversial. It's just because that's what I think is real. I don't want to bullshit about and just talk about dumb stuff. I want to talk about what I think the real issues are. And I say this all the time, jokingly, but I'm dead serious. And I'll say this again: white people, it's okay to pull for people because they're white. Because I guarantee you, in a sport where black people are minority, I'm pulling for the black dude. I mean, it's just human behavior, bro. Like. I'm not gonna name names, but I got media friends who they'll tell me off the record, hell yeah, I pull for the white guy. And I ain't mad at that, bro. That's human nature. You're pulling for representation. Like, I get it. It's okay to do that. But to act like y'all not doing it is ridiculous, bro. It's not the fact that you're just doing it, but it's the fact that you're overdoing it. It's the fact that it's coming with straight up racist vitriol, and you're making pictures of Angel Reese on a cop's body, stepping on some other lady in the WNBA's neck, and she's on George Floyd's body. Like, come on, bro. Like, they don't have nothing to do with nothing. That's evil, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Period. So, like I said, I'm not mad at people getting excited because a lady that looks like them, who's just a middle America white girl, played for Iowa. I get all that, bro. Like, enjoy that girl that's like you, whatever. But man, be human, bro. Like, you don't have to be an idiot about it. And like, I think that's what Sheryl Swoopes is dealing with, especially when I hear some of the words she's saying and some of the terminology she using. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm picking up what you're dropping, but she's got to understand that if she's gonna be a professional and cover these sports, she's got to like say fuck them people and just talk about the girl because she's awesome, bro. It's undeniable good Caitlin Clark is. You know what I mean? And but I see the energy of people. I see how people want to rise up. And me personally, I'm a much bigger Angel Reese fan. Angel checks off a lot of boxes to me as far as reasons why I would pull for her. She's not close to the level of player that Caitlin is. Caitlin Clark has the ball in her hand. She's a point guard. She can dribble, pass, shoot. One of the best playmakers in the league, best shooters, getting assists all over the place. She's going to be a better player than somebody just a workhorse big like Angel Reese. But I like Angel better. I mean, so what? You know what I mean? But with that being said, I hate how Sheryl Swoopes is going out because she's one of the greatest athletes of all time. You know what I mean? I hate to see her go out like that. I think it's crazy. It's so, like I said, man, there's always going to be a racial element to sports, bro. Like, to pretend that it's not is bullshit. The NBA, as we know today, is what it is because of a race war between black people in Magic Johnson versus white people in Larry Bird. This is a real historical fucking moment. Like, this happened. This is real, Kenny. You know what I mean? That's why the NBA today was built because of that. And I would hate to see social media back then. People
to add on to that, I was watching this movie, The Great White Hype, right?
Yeah.
And the guy was trying to orchestrate this random white dude who won in boxing versus this top black fighter who was Damian Wayans. And he was like the top 10 all-time fights was black versus white. And I like Googled it, and this is today's. It was like most of Floyd Mayweather fights, and all of it was against somebody that was white. It was like 7 out of 10.
Bro, why you think everybody runs to go see an average ass team in the Big 12 in Colorado, and eyes are glued in because they want to see Deion Sanders' black ass lose? Like, they want to see that man lose, bro. Like it's that's the world we live in, bro. But what I'm saying, what Sheryl Swoopes has to do, she has to navigate through those type of situations better. Because right now they got her out there looking crazy because she's not handling it the best way.
Do you think so? Is the issue? And this is the problem with me. I don't get on Twitter as much because I'm buried in.
No, you ain't got
toxic. It's toxic,
right? Like so is the issue. I'm learning about the situation as you're talking about it, Anthony. So I'm trying to get some clarity on this. Is it the issue that she's complaining about Caitlin Clark's fans reacting to her not mentioning Caitlin Clark?
When it comes to covering Caitlin Clark, because I wrestle with this myself, I said on Twitter, I've never wanted to cheer for somebody as bad as I want to cheer for this little weird looking ass white girl, this corn-fed ass white girl, as much as I want to cheer for Caitlin Clark. But her effing fans make it damn near impossible. And I don't. My boy Savage, you got it. You know what I mean? I don't want to be a part of that, bro. Like, I'm not gonna be, because whenever I find myself leaning towards it, like, no, bro, I'm not gonna be in association with you because you're an idiot. You know what I mean? So, and I think that what she's doing, like I said, she's doing a poor job of just being able to cover her by herself and leaving the bullshit out of. And like, because then she was out there saying, well, the girl, you know, she played 5 years and everybody else played 4. Like, that's not even true. Like, you just kind of searching for stuff to try to tear this girl down. And it's just kind of.
What do you think the motivation is for Sheryl Swoopes to do that, though? Like,
I think that Sheryl Swoopes is very socially conscious. I think that she was in the MLK. She was one of the MLK people too, bro. She's a social activist. And I think that she's struggling with that, cheering for a girl that she knows is being used for the racist bullshit. And it's just, I think she's struggling.
Who's using her for that?
Racist white people, bro.
Okay. I got you. No, I'm just trying to figure it out, because I'm like, to me, just on a situation of looking at it from an outsider's perspective, it seems very clear to me that there is a level of unprofessionalism in Sheryl Swoopes to not like actually.
Oh, she wilding.
Like,
it's crazy. Go ahead.
No, just to like give credit to where credit is due. Like, Caitlin Clark is not propped up as the great white hope because but she is a fantastic ball player. She's cold. And so it's like literally it's been 189 days since the Iowa Fever have a winning record, and now Caitlin Clark has led them to that, right? Yeah. Like, alongside Aaliyah Boston, right? Like, they've got they're actually a winning team now, which is incredible, and a lot of that is due to the impact that Caitlin Clark on the floor has had. And so when Sheryl Swoopes is, as a professional commentator, saying, you know, giving credit to everybody else but probably the best player on the court. When you take it, like if she allowed off the court stuff to impact her ability to talk about the things that are on the court, that to me is where I go, you don't get what you deserve, but you kind of set yourself up for that, right?
For sure. And like I said, she's not handling it the best way at all, in my opinion, man. Because like I said, I get the social part of it because it pisses me off too. And I'm gonna speak on it, but I'm gonna try to speak on it in a different way. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna call it out, but I'm still gonna say, nah, that girl the goddamn truth though. Cause bro, when she was in college, we was going crazy over that girl. You know what I'm saying? But like,
right.
But yeah, go ahead.
I just think because it, in a lot of ways, and this doesn't make anything right about what's being said to Sheryl Swoopes, whether it is bots or trolls or regular racist white people that are saying terrible things to her.
Yep.
It doesn't change the fact that in a lot of ways, like what people would assume, like the motivation of why would Sheryl Swoopes not talk about Caitlin Clark? To some people, it might be, is it because she's white? They're not talking about her.
Mm-hmm.
That Sheryl Swoopes didn't mention her because she's white. And so there becomes now Caitlin Clark gets put in the middle of the legendary black superstar of the WNBA, Sheryl Swoopes, doesn't like Caitlin Clark because she's white. Is that true? I highly doubt that's true.
I don't think they got nothing to do with it.
She put herself in a position.
But that's how. But that's how the way that she moved in that regard could be looked at that way. And it's like this is why Twitter is such an ugly cesspool.
Oh man, it's terrible.
It's terrible because of this. Because now we are assuming that now people are assuming, not we, because I don't know anything about the situation other than. But it feels like to me what people are.
Cheryl Swoopes were friends, and they didn't fill out of the whole shit. Too
crazy. And then you got Stephen A. Smith just thriving off of this, instigating everything, bro. That guy, listen.
Sheryl Swoopes, who's a friend of mine.
Come on, man. I just wish it's so crazy, man. Like it's so crazy how
the hell do you folks, bro? Like I said, she's
a baller, bro. She's a baller. Let's let it rock.
When I read the tweets that Sheryl Swoopes was saying, and then some of the other buzzwords she was using, I was like, oh, okay. I get what she's saying. I get why she's doing this. But it's just she's got to separate the two, man. Like because you're just looking crazy if you just don't even mention the girl at all. Like, man, come on, bro. Like, stop. Like, you gotta. And I get it can be nauseating, and I can also get it just being a natural reaction to damn, bro. Like I was one of the best that ever did it.
Exactly.
And people did not watch us. You know what I mean? And I was doing, and she probably was like, man, prime me, I would kill that girl. Like, but see, here's the thing too. And I'm gonna wrap it up with this. I gotta be fair, man. I come in all the time and say, Charles Barkley, shut your ass up. Shaq, shut your ass up. I come in and say all that stuff, bro. And I'm man. I gotta give Sheryl Swoopes the same thing, bro. Like that girl is legit, man. Like you shouldn't do that to her. And I get why she's doing it because those people who have the weird ass motives when they come down to her, the overzealous people when they come down to her. I get it, bro. I get how annoying that is. I get how much hatred come with that stuff. But man, screw them folks do your job and don't let them get up on your skin. You a queen,
100%,
greatest of all time. Fuck them folks and move on.